start talking.
I don't do that. That's your job.
It is my job, but you decided to take the driver's seat today.
Only so we could land this plane faster. This is episode Nobody Cares of the Literally Nobody Cares podcast. I'm Allie, and this is Will.
Let's do it. Allie says she's in the driver's seat
I'm not,
tonight.
really.
So that's why we swap sides.
Yeah.
I guess the left side is...
It's my better side.
It's just the best side in general.
Nah,
Yes.
not really. But
But Allie says she has some interview questions, so I'm not even going to do that much talking.
I'm saving all of you. I said, look, y'all need to hear him ramble for 30 minutes. Let's just get to the point and just answer some questions so you can get to know this fella.
I was about to skip this week. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we get home late from church, and we get the kids to bed, and I walked in and forgot that we had even planned on doing this.
That you had asked me to do this.
I had asked you.
So.
And then I was like, let's just skip this week. And Allie goes, no, I actually planned some questions this time.
No, I believe the words were, if you want to, I'm fine with that. Or if you want to do this, I have something.
But you said you had stuff planned.
Okay, but once again, set the bar very low. So, I don't know. I thought
Allie
it would
says
be
set
fun.
the bar low a lot, but then she comes out with these really awesome things.
No,
So anyway.
I think that these are just fun questions for people to know you. And who you are, and
people don't need to know me.
What you stand for, and I don't know. Just
by the way, I don't know what any of these questions are about to be. So
once again, it's all right. Just
bring it.
Setting with the bar low.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's start off with something easy. Tell the people, what's your favorite food?
I like this. New year, new us.
New us.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you answer these questions too. People need to know you just as much as me.
They don't care to know me.
By the way, small side quest.
Side quest? Mm-hmm. What are you trying to conquer?
Y'all may have noticed the new artwork. During the cutscene, Allie does it. I've not actually made this yet, but when this video is uploaded to YouTube, I will have put the cutscene in before this moment. So Allie's not following along, but
I am so lost.
Y'all are all following along. Check the new artwork. Somebody else is also included. It's not just a picture of me anymore. All right, go ahead.
No. Okay, I already asked. I said,
yes,
what's your favorite food?
Right. Sorry. My favorite food?
Yeah.
Oh, this is tough. There's a lot.
I know. I was like...
This is a bad question.
Well, this is a great question. I'm sorry you don't know how to answer it, but it's a great question.
Do you know that the funniest trope in all podcasting is when somebody asks a question and somebody says, that's a really great question, instead of just answering the question?
Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. It's
a
filibuster. It's a podcast filibuster.
I know. Got a filibuster so that I can think of what I want to say. So I think if I had to pick the one thing that is my favorite... Are we talking sweets? Or
are we talking
like a meal, or are we talking like...
What's your favorite food? However you define that. Whatever you want it to be.
My favorite food is... I think it's got to be Chinese food, which I don't eat anymore.
Yeah, as I'll say, you really haven't had it in a very long time.
I haven't in 2 years, but it's so good.
Yeah.
I really like that. But I don't know. That's actually, I guess that's not my favorite anymore.
Yeah.
But that was always my classic answer. Because Chinese food's really good.
Now I'll let you have it. Sweets. What's your favorite?
Okay, my favorite sweets. Allie makes the world's best apple pie. Oh. It is so good. And that is my favorite. That is my favorite sweet of all time. In second place is cheesecake of all varieties. But number one, in my heart and in my tummy, Allie's apple pie. All right. Okay. What is your favorite food?
Oh, this isn't an interview about me.
Doesn't matter.
This is all about you.
You got to answer it too. What's your favorite food, babe?
Okay, I don't have a favorite food. It's an experience. And we all know it's an appetizer sampler plate.
Allie, Allie will literally look at me and she just goes, and I know that means she wants a little snack plate.
I just want a snack of everything.
Yeah.
Give me a boneless wing.
Allie's a sampler.
A chip and a dip. Give me mozz sticks. Give me
mozzarella sticks are so
all
good.
the good stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
I agree. That definitely
Sweets,
is your favorite.
You know I'm a fan of cake. Just any slice of cake.
Just any cake.
Just
That's true.
so
That's true.
good.
All-time favorite, yellow cake, chocolate icing.
Yes, that we made to be purchased. It's at Alexa's in Birmingham, Alabama.
Their chocolate
cake.
So
it's
good.
served warm and it's just a hug. Okay,
so
but
good.
nobody
Right.
cares.
Anyway.
Because literally, this is not the Nobody Cares podcast. All right.
We should rebrand it.
So thank you for sharing your favorite food, Will. I'm sure a lot of people also agree with you that Chinese food
really good.
is good.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, what kind of music do you like or like to listen to? Or
I like a wide variety of things.
Yeah, everybody generally does, Will.
Yes, but so I don't necessarily have a genre that I like, but I have two bands that I really like.
Okay.
Coldplay.
Yeah.
Nickel Creek. And Punch Brothers.
Yeah.
Those are my top three. The reason I think Nickel Creek and Punch Brothers are like
one and the same.
Kind of one and the same because Chris Thile, who's in both of those bands, is like the reason why I like both of those bands, and it's fantastic stuff. But yeah, Nickel Creek, Punch Brothers, Coldplay. Done.
Nice.
How about you?
Well, favorite band is definitely the Avett Brothers. A big Avett Brothers.
Surprised you didn't say Gavin DeGraw.
Well, and then like Gavin. I'm a big Gavin DeGraw fan, but then
that's true. As people found out in one of the previous episodes, you went
anything that's
to
like
the Gavin DeGraw concert
early 2000s,
with hand, foot, mouth strip.
Anything early 2000s with a banging beat.
Let me tell you, we have a 5-year-old girl who knows every single word to 1-2 Step by Sierra, and
it's my proudest.
Our 2-year-old will go around the house saying, "It's a jazzy shizzle. It's a jazzy fizzle product shizzle," and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
And that's good.
Next question.
All right.
Hit me.
Okay, these are getting into like deeper questions that require a little more thought, not just the surface level stuff. But do you have like a personal motto or a kind of a theme, something that I don't know that maintains through like your work life and your home life? Anything like that?
Yes. I think my personal theme is always there to help. We talk about that a lot with our family, and I think that's what I try to do with my work as well, where if somebody needs help, you're not going to say, well, I can't because of XYZ reason. Like, I'm busy, I'm too busy, or like, I don't want to. Like, the real reason being like, you don't want to help other people, so you don't. Because everybody knows that, like, life gets busy, you're exhausted, you're tired, you don't want to do things to help other people sometimes just because you're tired. But we've got a motto that is, if somebody needs help, we help them. We want to be a family, a people who are known that, like, when you're in a bind and you need help, you can always count on the Kings. Yeah. So that's like my motto. And it's the same with work. That's what I like try to do in all my roles. Like, whatever team I'm in, I always try to be like the bridge to other teams. So like if another team needs my team's help, I like to be the one who makes that connection and helps everyone get like aligned on how we can get it done and communicate that with each other.
Nice. That's awesome.
How about you? Do you have a motto?
No, I mean, I think it kind of is the same way of just like...
I mean, that one we have both, together for our family, for sure.
All right. What are you most passionate about?
These are great. This is a great question. You know, there's two answers.
Okay.
There's 3 answers.
Okay.
I am most passionate about my faith, about God. That is the thing that I'm most passionate about. I could talk forever about that, but you know, if you have faith, you get it. If you don't believe in God and you've always wondered, hit me with a DM on Twitter or whatever. Happy to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk to you about it. right now when you're not asking for it. But if you want to talk about it, always happy to talk about it. The second thing that I am most passionate about is my family. Like, I will do anything for them. And literally do. Like, it is just, like, my favorite thing. I get to take kids to doctor's appointments. I get to, like, oh, no, Will, we forgot, like, a lunchbox. Or oh, Will, like, I needed this thing for school today. Like, happy to go pick it up and drop it off. Like, working remote, which I purposefully, like... figured out how to do early on in my career for the express purpose of like being flexible, because I knew I wanted us to have the maximum optionality for like how we wanted our life to be.
Is that even a word? Optionality?
Okay, that's the most ridiculous question I've ever heard in my life. Of
Sorry.
course, optionality is a word.
I have to Google that.
Google it. There's this thing that happens where Allie thinks that... I'm taking this tangent.
This is my podcast
now. Allie thinks I'm an idiot a lot of times. Good-naturedly. Because, like, I get, like, distracted. I say dumb stuff. Like, I have a ton of typos when I, like, send tweets or messages to people. Like, I'm not great with words. And her family is, like... Her dad has been, like, a newspaper and sports writer. Her granddad was, like, a big political writer. Her brother has a book that's published... like all this kind of stuff where her whole family is just like incredible writers, including her, even though she has not put any work
heavens,
out.
No.
She's really good. Anyway, all that to say, so the big joke is that like Will's like the dummy. He doesn't know English. Okay. But I am very well read. Okay. I read a lot. And so sometimes I have these words like this where I just like say a word that I know. Okay. And Allie's like, that word does not exist. And then I get to rub it in her face.
Okay. Because he's correct on this one, but 9 out of 10 times the word is either like incredibly mispronounced or it doesn't exist. So just saying. All right. You're answering what are you most passionate about? So you said your faith, your family.
Faith, family, and... I don't know. That's it. Like, yeah. I creativity, I guess, is what I'd say. I love building things. Mm-hmm. I love making things. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about making things. I'm not going to make that joke. But there... But yes. Whether it's software or cottages or video games or, like, furniture. Like, I just like making new things with my own hands.
That's awesome.
How about you? What are you passionate about?
This is, once again, not about me.
This is a great question for Allie, though, because if there's one... Allie is, like, super passionate about the same 2 things that I am, but...
My faith and my family.
We'll skip those because that's obvious for you.
And then a lot of them stem from just, like...
What's the third?
Teacher things and...
I can name them. I'll name them.
No. This can be reserved for a later date. And we don't need to do that right now. Because this is about getting to know Will, not Allie. Okay?
Fine. But I already know the answers. I want to tell everyone.
No. Okay. What is one thing you are really proud of? And it can be like one work-related thing and one like personal thing. Or what's one thing that you're proud of?
Here's the thing. The answer of what I'm most proud of is the one that everyone's going to be like, obviously, we don't have, like, my family. Mm-hmm. Once again, family, like our kids. But the real answer is I'm most proud of somehow convincing Allie to marry me. Because Allie is the most incredible mom. No. Our kids are, like, smart.
No,
like, we've got real smart kids. They're really well behaved.
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
And they are, like, they're just, like, incredibly well adjusted. They are normal children. They are their own age. But at the same time, they're, like, above average because Allie is, like, a child whisperer. Because of her, like, something development. Tell me what it's called.
What are you talking about?
Early childhood development schooling, and also her mom's like a school psychologist, so like they've got it in spades where they like understand kids at each age and phase, and like the number of times that Allie's been able to just be like, Will, you're handling that situation wrong, because they are not capable of mentally comprehending the way you're trying to handle it. And then I change my approach, and it's just like magic. And it's all because of Allie. So, like, I'm proud of my kids, but I'm only proud of my kids because I'm proud that I somehow pulled Allie, and she's my wife. So that is what I'm most proud of.
You're sweet. You're sweet. What about a work thing?
One work thing I'm proud of.
Or I don't know if it's like you can disclose all that, or like something you built for.
Honestly, the thing that I'm most proud of is this game that I'm building right now. Because it is like some real hard technical problems, and I've always built like fun stuff, like things that look cool, where they're like, sure, they're like challenging in the sense of like trying to figure out something that looks good, or is it like fun and has some like interesting animation of some kind. But like this is like data structures and like performance and all this like very deep technical stuff, along with all like, it's a game, so like I get to do a lot of like creative stuff too, like with storyline and like artwork. So it's like this really awesome project. And today I got to a checkpoint on it to where like it's like, wow, I'm like actually doing this. Like it looks like an actual game. It's not a playable game, but it looks like a game. And so like I'm just like really proud of it. And it's in like a new language, new programming language that I've never written before until this project. So
that's awesome.
That's a work thing, but
I see you trying to read my questions.
I'm not. Stop. I can't see that far away. Hashtag blind.
All right. Well, that's cool. All right.
Okay, that's cool.
I told you. It's called the Nobody Cares Podcast.
It really should be called Allie Doesn't Care Podcast.
Honestly, probably. Okay. Biggest fear.
Biggest fear. Honestly, my biggest fear is that I will do something that will ruin my family.
Yikes. Just don't.
Honestly, like, I'm not scared of things. Like, I'm not scared of like heights or like any kind of animal or anything or
Pretty sure
activity.
You're scared of snakes, but you know.
I'm not scared of snakes in the sense that I'm like I don't like them, but I'll take.
Remember a story where you were scared of snakes.
I mean, okay. Am I friends with snakes? No. But am I gonna run screaming and refuse to like deal with it? No. Like I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna take care of a snake even though I don't like it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But like no, I don't want to be like face to face with one hanging out. But yeah, no, like I don't know. There's just this like my family's my world. You are my world. So like the thought that like I could do something to mess that up, even though I don't plan on it, but it's like you're asking for fear. So like, yeah, like when I have like intrusive thoughts, the intrusive thoughts are like, what if you messed it up and you lost your family and it was your fault? Boom. Biggest fear. Easy. Hands down. It would just break me completely.
Wow. Okay.
That question was fun.
Was not really what I was expecting. I thought we'd just hang out with like the snakes thing and then just move on out. No. But that's really sweet. I understand where you're coming from. So
it's tough.
We love you. This is like definitely a loaded question that you may and then want to cut this out. But are there any like
raw, unfiltered
peaks or pits in your life that you can look at and think,
oh my goodness,
this is shaped me for today, or like because of this I tried to develop this quality, or because of this high, this low, like can you attribute to how you are today to anything like that?
Yes. Right. This is a loaded question.
That's
girl.
what I said.
My goodness.
Feel free to.
Boom! Bringing out the big guns. All right. So I guess let's get real for a minute. A couple things have happened in my life. Mm-hmm. I got cheated on.
Oh, whoa!
In like the first relationship that I had ever had. That was like legit serious relationship. And that was a real pit that then led to some behaviors over the next few years of like non-commitment. and as you like to call me, being slutty.
That's not okay. This is getting a little PG.
Okay. Anyway, I for a number of years in college,
just weren't your best
that
self,
brought me to a pit where I, not like anything ridiculously out of control, but just like I was known to like start relationships and then not be able to commit to them and then just kind of like ghost out of them, like so much so that Allie said to like all of her best friends, like, I will never date Will King ever. And never. When I first asked her to go hang out, she ghosted me. And
That's not true.
And then the second time I asked her on a date, when we finished the date, she looked at me and was like, Will King, if you are not serious about this, I don't want to do it. Like, if you're not all in. And by then, I had, like, figured some things out in my life and, like, realized what a, like, not great person that I was choosing to be to these girls. And it was just not who I wanted to be. So I turned that around. And so I was very easy to look at Allie and say at that point, I'm all in. And then we got engaged, like, less than a year. But I had already started saving up a ring like 1 month into our relationship. But yeah, like that was like a big story arc of like, Will King believes in love. Will King gets cheated on. Will King has trouble with commitment, and then like finds Allie and is like happily ever after. So
that's fun.
That's one. And then another fun one that I'll just drop in here is that I got in a car wreck in college.
Okay. Tia, we're not going to call that a fun one. That's not anywhere near the definition of fun. So he's being very lighthearted about something.
I am being very lighthearted about it. So I got in a bike crash on campus during college and broke my collarbone. I've got this like gnarly
PG, man.
I'm not taking my clothes off. I've got this like gnarly scar from where they put like a plate in. And so after that surgery, I had like muscle relaxers and like painkillers to deal with the pain. And like literally the weekend after the surgery, I went to go see somebody in Birmingham. And on the way home, I was planning on being there like the full weekend. So we had stayed up late the night before at like a football game, and we didn't go to bed till like 2, and I took like the muscle relaxers and painkillers right before I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. And then like an emergency came up and I had to leave, and it was like at like 10 a.m. the next morning, and they were not all out of my system, and I fell asleep in the car on the way back to Auburn on the interstate going like 75 miles per hour, and may have flipped my car 4 to 5 times from the median across the interstate to the ditch.
He jokes about this, but I mean, it
was pretty serious.
It's serious. He, I mean, we were not together at the time. We were just friends, but, you know, he is, it is a true miracle that he is here with us today. And
it is.
That he walked away literally with just scratches from what was truly horrific.
Yeah, it was rough. But yeah, survived that. Obviously. So yeah, I guess that's 2 lows. I guess I should probably share at least one high.
Share a peak.
Peak is all right, I've got 2. Peak number 1 was the night of our rehearsal dinner.
Oh.
After our rehearsal dinner, we went to the Publix grocery store, and I don't even know why we went. Like, I don't know why we needed to go to Publix. I don't know what we got. Do you know? Do you remember?
I do.
You whisper it in my ear.
It was...
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And that makes it seem really bad. It's nothing bad. I think there was, like, some snacks that I wanted post-honeymoon and, like, just things that we had to stock. Anyway. And it was just an excuse because we were around a bunch of people. We were. We just like...
Basically, it was like, let's just make up stuff that we need to get so we can just have some time by ourselves after being in this, like, wedding schedule situation. And like we were at that Publix and people were probably so annoyed. Like we were literally like
obnoxious,
like smiling, like, hey, how are you? Like we were checking out the person's like, how are y'all doing tonight? We're like, we're great, yeah. So like that memory will always be like so high on my list of memories.
How has that helped shape you to who you are today?
How's that shaped me?
Yeah. As it was the initial question about peaks or pits in your life that have shaped you to be the person you are today.
Gotcha. I don't know if that shaped me any. I mean, obviously getting married to you.
There you go.
Is like, has shaped, like, dating you has shaped me a bunch. Like, you've every day pushed me to be a better version of myself. So, like, that. But,
guys, do you hear this? Man.
But
you should have been doing this.
No, that was fun.
Type of podcast a long time ago.
And then the other high that has shaped me, this one actually legit has shaped me. But, like, the little anecdote story is when we had Palmer, our first kid, obviously that just like completely changes you as like an individual is like becoming a parent. So, but the anecdote is when I held Palmer for the first time in the hospital room,
in the hotel.
You know, by the third kid, it's just like, man, this is sweet. Can we stay here a little longer? Like, I held Palmer and started trying to sing "You Are My Sunshine," and I made it 2 words in before I started crying and was like, nope, I'm not doing this. But yeah, no, becoming a parent has just like completely changed my outlook on like my role and my responsibility day to day.
Awesome.
Cool.
You're such a good dude. All right, and then last one for me.
Okay.
Because nobody wants to hear you yap on even more.
I know.
But
this is the problem. Ask me questions. I'll just keep talking.
I know. What is your dream job?
All right, Craig, if you if you are listening, you can stop now.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I think my dream job would be some form of being able to mix just building things and getting paid for it. Building things that I want to. Mm-hmm. So like a content creator, which sounds just like,
that's insufferable.
You know, insufferable. Yes, exactly. But like, if I could just like make enough money to support my family building things for them, like the cottage or like furniture for our house, mailbox that Allie wants, a new banquette that we want to build for our kitchen, like video games, like fun little software projects too. I'd love to get into like 3D printing and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So it's like just all these...
Tone it down on the hobbies for a bit there.
All these like creative endeavors. Like obviously dream job would be like being able to film that and share that in a way that like was able to support our family. But
neat.
That just feels like impossible. So,
well,
who knows?
Who knows?
In the meantime, I really, really love my job at Crunchy. It's a great job.
It's a good job.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
So I hope that helped all of you learn a little bit more about Will King. I stopped there at 9 because I knew 9 was your favorite number. That's really cheesy. I'm sorry.
Good. No, it's great. 9 is my favorite number.
So.
That was great. Thank you. That was super fun. I'm going to come up with some questions.
Squilliam, everybody.
Next episode, we're going to turn the tables, and we're going to learn more about Allie.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
Once again,
this is a Nobody Cares podcast,
Nobody
so
cares.
That's what we do. All right. Anyway.
All right.
That was super fun. Thank you for doing that.
You're so welcome.
All right. That took a lot longer than I expected. But we're going to make... Should we save those other 2 for another podcast? Since this one kind of went a little longer.
I am the captain now, and I say it's time to go to bed.
All right, she's spoken. See you next time.
Bye.